Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Cooks by Carrie. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you all how to make this delicious, healthy banana bread from cookieandkate.com. This recipe used whole wheat flour, and I'm pretty sure it didn't contain any refined sugar since the only sugar used was maple syrup. This recipe was seriously so good. I'm talking better than any banana bread recipe I've ever tried, even the unhealthier ones. I definitely recommend this banana bread, and yeah, let's get started with the video. Here are all the ingredients you're going to need for today's recipe. Melted coconut oil or extra virgin olive oil or a high quality vegetable oil. I went with melted coconut oil. Then either some honey or maple syrup. I use maple syrup. Some eggs. Some mashed ripe banana. Some milk of choice. I believe I used almond milk, but use whatever you want. Or you could use water. I used some baking soda, vanilla extract, salt, cinnamon, whole wheat flour or white whole wheat flour, either works. And then I used about 2/3 cup of dark chocolate chips, but you could add in half a cup or more of any mix-ins like chopped walnuts, pecans, raisins, dried fruit, fresh banana slices, really whatever you have on hand, or you could just do it plain. Totally up to you. The first step for this recipe is preheating your oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, in a large bowl, I am beating the oil and honey together with a whisk. Now that my mixture is all combined, I am adding the eggs and beating well. Now that that's all mixed together, I am whisking in the mashed bananas and milk. Now, apparently, sometimes the coconut oil can solidify with contact with cold ingredients. This did not happen to me, but if it happens to you, just let the bowl rest in a warm place for a few minutes, like on top of your stove, or warm it for about 10 seconds in the microwave. Now that that's all combined, I'm adding my baking soda, vanilla, salt, and cinnamon and whisking to blend. Now with a big wooden spoon, or in my case, I just use like a wooden spatula, or I don't know, it was kind of more not like spoony at the end, but just use whatever wooden tool you have. We are going to stir in the flour until just combined. If you have some lumps, that's okay, because I just think the point is not over mixing it. Here you can also see how, since my bowl is large, but there's a pretty good of dry ingredients and I don't want it to fly everywhere, I'm kind of mixing from the middle in. And now that I have some of it mixed in, I'm like incorporating more. You can use whatever technique you like, but I just thought that I'd share this because it worked pretty well for me. Also, while mixing this, remember your batter is going to look a little lumpy because the bananas. So it might not be flour, it might just be the bananas, but even if the flour, it's going to be okay when it bakes. Now is the point where you're going to want to mix in any add-ins you are adding. So for me, it's just my dark chocolate chips, so I'm just mixing them in with my wooden utensil or spoon or whatever you want to call it. Now, this is a step you can do at the beginning if you want when you preheat your oven. if you think you're going to forget or something. But I kind of like to do it right before I add in the batter. But right now I'm just taking some Pam, and this is the one that has some flour in it, I think. And I'm just taking a paper towel, rubbing it everywhere to make sure it's all greased up. And then in a second, you're going to see me come in with my parchment paper, and I'm just going to cut it so that it fits in. Now, it may stick up a little bit and it may be kind of hard to pour the batter in, but I promise you this is something you really want to do if you want to get a good photo of your banana bread or just be able to take it out cleanly and smoothly. If you don't use the parchment, you're just going to have to wait until your banana bread's completely cool to take it out, and it might not be as pretty as a loaf that has the parchment. But if you don't have parchment, you're going to be okay. This is just a step that I like to do. This step does take a little bit of time figuring out what piece of parchment is going to fit. Do I like the fit? Do I want to cut a little bit more off? But I think that it's really important to getting a nice clean loaf out. Now I'm grabbing my batter and I'm going to fill my loaf pan. And you'll see my dad, who helps me film, he's just reaching in to help hold the parchment side. So if you're baking with a friend or a parent, or you have someone who can help you, I do recommend it because it's a lot smoother trying to get the parchment to stay up. This batter also was pretty easy to get out because it's pretty liquidy. Well, maybe not liquidy, but it's not super thick. So I didn't have a lot of trouble getting it out. And I'm just going to smooth it with my spatula in the pan. Now, I forgot to mention when I was showing you guys all the ingredients, but I am using a extra banana. So I have cut this banana in half, I guess it's horizontally, so that I can place it on the top. You may have seen other food bloggers do this, or you may have even tried it before, but I had never done this, but I was so glad I did. It made it look better, and also having that bit of like extra cooked banana on the top was so good. So yeah, this is just me placing it, and this is how it looked. Mine was a little cracked, but don't worry if yours was. It didn't affect anything. Now it is time to place the banana bread in the center rack of your oven. And I'm going to bake this for 55 to 60 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. Now, because of my add-ins, it did take me more, about 70 or 75 minutes. So I would just say start checking at 55, but you might need 10 to 15 more minutes of baking time. You could also turn the temperature up. I did this a little bit, but be really careful because I put it to 350 for just like 5 minutes, but it didn't burn, as you're going to see later, but it did get close to burning. So just be really careful if you try and turn the oven up or something like that. Now, before I show you the end result of this banana bread, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and comment down below any thoughts on this recipe or any things you want me to try. Alright, let's show you the end result. Like I said before, it's about 70-75 minutes after. I'm sorry I don't have the exact time, but this is how the banana bread looks. I was so happy with it. It just looked so good. And yeah, so I just let it cool in the pan for a little while, and then I transferred it to a cutting board and cut a slice. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Cooks by Carrie. I share lots of fun photos there, and yeah. I post new videos every Monday and Friday, so tune in on Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time for my next video. Bye guys.